Good evening, everybody. How you doing? It's Tim Holmes here, and you'll remember that I am both an author and an illustrator of children's books. I'm the creator of Start a Story Young Writers Workshop, and also the brand new adult version of that called Tell a Tale Workshop. I also happen to be the host of Start a Story, the children's television show, which is a one-episode pilot right now, and we're looking to try and make that into a series. So lots of stuff going on, and there's even more that I haven't even told you about. But you'll remember that my books are Peanut Butter and Dragon. We also have Splash Fin Toothy Grin, and of course my latest, The Reno Buzz. And now the Reno Buzz actually has a song even that goes with it, and you can listen to the Reno Buzz song on Spotify. And actually when you buy the book from timholmes.com in the bookshop there, you actually get a download code to get the song for free as well. So tonight's story time, which is why we're all here tonight, tonight's story time is this guy right here. And it is Gerald, the mystery-solving sloth. Now this, as with many other of my Storytime tales, was created at Start a Story Young Writers Workshop. And we started with this. And this was the story starter that got the group of Brownies that designed this story. They were inspired by this story starter. So you've got your sloths hanging in trees, and it says, the sloths woke up and danced slowly through their trees that night. Trees that had disappeared while they slept. If they didn't act quickly, they'd have to go home. So, what are they going to do? If they didn't act quickly, they'd have no home. But while they slept, because they're nocturnal, something happened during the day to make some of their trees disappear. And so we have Gerald, the mystery-solving sloth, that's going to figure out, let's find out exactly what happened. And so these Brownies, it was the 173rd Ottawa Brownies. They worked together, shared incredible amounts of wonderful ideas, and they put this story together, and I created this limited edition special copy for them. Now, as all the limited editions do, we get the story organized throughout, and we leave the art pages blank. And we leave the art pages blank because we want the children's creativity to continue. We want them to add art to their own personal book in whatever medium they like. And so that sometimes it's photographs, sometimes it's paintings, sometimes they'll do drawing right in the book. So many different ways you could do it. Paper craft, lots of great ways. So tonight's story is Gerald, the mystery-solving sloth. Now, before I get into reading the story, one of the things I want to tell you about is we are celebrating, and this is the last weekend for it. As of Monday, we started celebrating the 3rd birthday of Peanut Butter and Dragon. This dragon right here, with its deep, deep dragon voice, is 3 years old. This book turned 3 last Monday, and so we've been celebrating all week long with a scavenger hunt, a digital scavenger hunt, and you can access all the different clues and discoveries on timholmes.com. That's TIMMHOLMES.com. While you're there, you can check out the download section, and you can get a hold of some free crafts and worksheets to begin your very own stories as well. So, without further ado, I'm going to present to you guys Gerald, the mystery-solving sloth. Now, since there are no pictures, please make sure to close your eyes if you need to, but use your imagination to imagine all the character and all the landscapes, and you'll get these wonderful, wonderful story buried in your head and ready for bedtime. All right, so here we go. The sloths woke up very, very slowly. They tangoed in the moonlight from branch to branch through the trees of whispering blah blah forest. Suddenly, they stopped. They had to. 173 of their eucalyptus trees had been taken away while they slept, leaving nothing but stumps and lumps. Now, the sloths turned to Gerald very, very slowly. And Gerald was the smartest of the sloths. He loved solving problems and figuring things out. "I've got this," he said, very, very slowly. "I'll find out who took our eucalyptus trees." Well, Gerald made his way to the beaver lodge at the nearby lake. Very, very slowly. The friendly, yet generally irresponsible beavers were still irresponsibly up late at this hour. They were surprised to see Gerald. One beaver asked Gerald, "Hey, do you want to join the party?" Gerald politely declined, very, very slowly. Then he asked if the beavers had used the Sloth's trees in their most recent addition to the beaver lodge. The beavers all chimed in to say that they hadn't. After all, they like to use thinner trees and branches. They suggested that Gerald check with the koalas, since koalas love eucalyptus trees. Well, Gerald made his way to the koalas' corner of whispering blah blah forest. Very, very slowly. Gerald tried to wake up a koala. Koalas are deep sleepers, though. Gerald shook the arm of a koala. Very, very slowly. And it stayed asleep. Gerald shook the head of a koala. Very, very slowly. And it stayed asleep. Gerald shook the branch under a koala. Very, very slowly. That did the trick. The koala opened one sleepy eye. Gerald asked if the koalas had been extra hungry, and if perhaps they had taken the sloth's trees to have more to eat, without adjusting its sleepy pose and keeping just one eye open. The koala said, "Do you know how much energy it takes to feed ourselves? This is why we sleep so much. We need the energy to reach those leaves. We need the energy to open our mouths just wide enough to put those leaves in. There is no way that we would have time or energy to take your trees." The koala suggested that Gerald speak with the blablas. Then the koala closed that one eye that had been open and promptly fell back to sleep. Gerald made his way back to the sloth's corner of whispering blah blah forest, very slowly. And he tilted his head toward the leaves of their trees and he called out for the blablas, "Blablas!" The leaves lit up with the white glow of the tiny blablas. They flew down to Gerald, leaving ghostly white streaks behind them in the night air. Gerald asked them if they knew who had taken the trees. The blablas answered in their soft, echoing voices that they did not know. The blablas suggested that they hide over the hillside and wait to see if anyone came back to get more trees. And they waited quietly for what seemed a very long time. Then they heard, and they watched as an alien spaceship landed right next to the forest. So many different types of aliens stepped out of that ship. The aliens used a laser and they began to cut a tree down. And the blablas, they flew into action. Gerald leaped into action very slowly. By the time Gerald caught up with them, the blablas had already told the aliens that when they took the trees, they were actually taking another creature's home. Well, the aliens felt very badly about all that and what they had done. And they explained that they were simply doing what their sassy queen had asked them to do. They lived on a planet that was mostly covered in molten lava and volcanoes. Their queen had insisted on making their planet look as beautiful as Earth. Now, Gerald and the three blablas traveled with the aliens back to their planet to see if they could find another solution for the queen and to get their trees back. The queen said, "No, I don't think so. Giving your trees back? That really doesn't work for me." Wow. Gerald explained to the queen how trees all have seeds, and he explained how she might be able to grow her own trees. Gerald and the queen agreed that they would divide the seeds that the sloths had in half. And the aliens returned to Earth with the blablas. Gerald and the sloth's trees. Gerald watched in amazement as the aliens reattached the trees to the stumps and lumps with their alien technology. Then the aliens promised to visit on their next vacation to Earth. Then they flew back to their planet to begin planting trees. The sloths were so excited to have made such strange new friends that they tangoed in the moonlight. From branch to branch, through the trees of whispering blah blah forest. Very, very slowly. The end. What did you guys think of that? Was that kind of cool? That, again, was written by a group of beavers, the 173rd Ottawa Beavers, during a Start a Story workshop. Everybody shared their ideas. There was lots of great art that happened. It was a really wonderful time with some really bright young ladies who put a wonderful story together. So I hope you really enjoyed that one. You want to see what's really cool? At the front of the book, I asked them if they could all sign their book, and I got their autographs, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, coming up, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a busy weekend. This is a crazy weekend in May for my family all the time. It's Malcolm's birthday this weekend. It's my wife and I's wedding anniversary this weekend. And of course, we have Mother's Day this weekend. So I'm taking the weekend off from doing author-related duties. So there will not be a new story starter on Sunday. And we're having a big party on Saturday, making it as big as we can as we stay home and stay safe for Malcolm. So lots of things going on. So I'm going to dedicate this weekend to my family. But please look forward to seeing me with a bit of a new announcement early next week. Something cool going on. So look forward to that on Monday or Tuesday. Some brand new information coming your way. And then, of course, what we'll do is we'll get together on what is normally our weekend story time. Next Saturday, we'll get together and we'll have another story time together. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of this. I hope you really enjoyed it. Again, reminder, this is the last weekend. It goes until the May 11th. Last weekend to take part in the digital scavenger hunt that we're calling the PBD hunt, the Peanut Butter Dragon Hunt. Lots of cool prizes to win. So check out the details of that at timhomes.com. And of course, while you're at timhomes.com, you can go to the download section and get free crafts and activities to get yourself creative. And if you're there and you really be interested in getting an autographed copy of Peanut Butter and Dragon or Splashman Tooth Again or the Rainbow Buzz, you can hop right into the shop at timhomes.com and pick up an autographed copy that I'll send out right to you. So great way to support what I'm trying to give you guys these weeks where we're all staying home and staying safe. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you again so much. I look forward to seeing you next Saturday for another story time. I hope you all enjoy the week and stay tuned early next week for some exciting news. I promise you will not be disappointed. All right, take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and everybody have a great time creating. Thanks so much.